So what? Is Vegas back? Are we back? Guess who's back? Back again. LV's back. Call your friends. I know, terrible, right? But is Las Vegas back? You tell me. We're going to take a look at some of the photos and the videos that I did last night. You know, my quality on this footage, I had to download the entire live stream off YouTube. Not too great. It's up to the YouTube gods and the Verizon 4G people up there, whether or not I have good streams. But, you know, for gosh sakes, I'm using the best camera gear I can for a live stream at this point in time. But we're going to take a look at the footage. We're going to go over some observations. We're going to talk about what the deal is, why I didn't go into any of the casinos, and what I do know, and personally asking the security guards and the people in the properties, because a lot of you are screaming, all the other bloggers went inside, you're just a wuss. No, not true. I have a longer term plan on all this that I'm trying to execute for you guys' this viewing enjoyment and pleasure. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I hope you would like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. Head on over to Patreon if you guys want to actually see stuff that I don't post up. You want to be in those credits. Anybody of $5 or above, you guys are getting photos after all my live streams, a lot of different stuff from around town, and I appreciate all the support there. If you guys want to check out the face masks, you guys can do so on vegasfacemask.com. The only one I've ever seen that goes around the neck, ties up behind so it doesn't eat into your ears. And doesn't that look good? This is our Vegas theme, and it won't fog up your glasses if you gotta wear them like me. Okay, so there's also the Facebook group that costs you $0 and gets you into the Vegas action, and you're all my local Las Vegans, all of you guys. That's what they call us. That's what I'm calling you. So what did we learn last night on the Strip? Wow, what an experience last night was. I actually got emotional in that live stream, seeing the Bellagio fountains, a place where I've worked forever and a half, and it was just like, oh my gosh, an old friend is back. A friend you haven't seen forever. It was definitely very, very cool. And it was nice to see, and I was happy I saw it. But I did notice that there wasn't a lot of people wearing face masks. And you know what? That's optional. The casinos are not requiring face masks. I did notice not a lot of people worried about a lot of things last night. I did notice a lot of people using hand sanitizer. I did see it was out in the properties everywhere in earnest. But people generally were doing a couple of things. Number one, we were conglomerating in front of the properties that were open. So there was portions of the live stream where if you just tuned in at that exact moment, you'd say, wow, Vegas is dead, nothing's going on. And then a few minutes later, there I am standing in front of the Venetian where there's a ton of people. There I am standing in front of the Treasure Island. There's a ton of people over there. But as you're walking through the properties that don't have people, it's because the property's not actually opened yet. Now today, officially, Harrah's is going to open. There's rumors that Aria is going to open up next month. We don't know. And as I find out these time frames for opening, I'll definitely tell you guys when things are going to be opening up. Okay, we're going to take a look though at the whole policy on filming in just a minute, why you shouldn't be filming in the casinos, or at least I shouldn't. It's my choice that I'm doing. And I wrote a big thing on Facebook last night about this that I'm going to go over in this video as well. Another thing about last night was I noticed there's a lot of dining that's open, and there's a lot of retail that's open. And I got to wonder how long the dining and the retail being open is going to last. If people don't come back here like they think they might, it could be that these things end up getting furloughed again, and I would hate to see that happening. Of course, we have Sheldon Adelson. He's paying the employees up to May 17th for all of their off time. Maybe he'll keep his restaurants going and open, or maybe he will end up having to lay some people off too. Even Mr. Sheldon Adelson might not be immune to that kind of thing. But it was interesting to see how much really was open last night. Of course, all the casino floors are open. I didn't see a ton of plexiglass. I did see a ton of hand sanitization everywhere you could go. I didn't see a lot of people acting like they were paranoid and a lot of people acting worried. I did see a lot of police officers on the Strip last night. I did see a lot of them just interacting with people, smiling, having a good time, and keeping the peace with everybody. And we did also see protesters last night on the Strip. The protesters were totally fine. There was no problems with the protesters. They weren't going out of control or anything like that. And it was nice to see that they were able to get their message out about what they believe in with support of the people that were in Las Vegas, without the bad guys that come out to cause all the damage and make the protesters look terrible. So that was very nice to see as well. I didn't see anybody on edge last night. But I think it would have been a little bit busier if we didn't have those really harsh protests where the bad actors, as they say, the bad actors, that's what the news calls them, right? The bad actors came out and did a bunch of really bad stuff. There wasn't a lot of social distancing going on. My first experience going into the Caesars Palace was sharing an elevator with a bunch of other people where we were literally inches apart from one another. And does that concern me? A little bit. you know, I am at a point where we have so much data and we see all of the curve being crushed everywhere. We had to tamper it down and tamp it down, and I think it's going to be okay going forward. But don't take my word for it. Of course, consult a doctor and ask them their advice, and they'll probably tell you not to come here. But do what's right for you. That's all I can ever tell you. So in terms of face mask use, glove use, personal protective equipment, and social distancing protocols, I didn't see a whole lot of that, but there wasn't a spot on front of the Bellagio fountain where you couldn't be 50 feet away from people, because even during the fountain show that we saw last night, there wasn't a ton of people back in town because, again, people might be a little on edge, worried about protests turning bad with the bad actors. People might not be coming in because it was a Thursday night. We're going to be downtown tonight and see how busy it is, because we all know downtown in the evening time on a Friday should be one of the most slammed days of the entire week. Now, were most of the people locals? A couple of the people I stopped and talked to last night were actually locals. So, yeah, there was locals on the strip. One guy worked for the Wynn. Another guy was just saying that he would come down and he'd walk the strip every day just to be close to it and see how it was doing, and that was very cool. And that gives you a sense of pride for the locals. We're all coming out. But we do need, obviously, the tourists to come back to Las Vegas. Now, the unemployment rate across the country has dropped to about 13.3% as of this week. So people are getting back to work. So we'll see if we have that V-shaped recovery that a lot of people are hoping for. It dropped real hard. Now it's going to rise real fast. Or we'll see if we have an arduous uphill battle of stagnant economy. So that's something that I don't talk about because I'm probably not smart enough to talk about it. I could try, but that's not what you're here for. We'll see how the economy affects coming back into Vegas. Now, as for filming in the casinos, I posted a really long thread on my Facebook last night. It was a lot of words. And I explained that the relationship between a video blogger in the casino and a video blogger or a news media in the casino are very, very different things. Although we'd all like to think that we're press, we're not necessarily press. Unless we're carrying a press badge, we're not the press. We have to make sure that we understand where the casino's coming from. Now, way back in the day, it was actually not allowed to bring a cell phone and talk in the sports book in the casino. We're talking the old-fashioned Motorola brick phone days that evolved and morphed into what we have right now. And what we have right now is every person wanting to enjoy themselves, take a photo, take a video in a casino, but we also have the bloggers. Casinos don't necessarily like the bloggers, and me knowing this and me being a Mr. Cautious guy, Mr. Canadian guy that I am originally, I asked inside of the casinos. I asked at Caesar's Palace and I asked at the Venetian before I went on my live stream, and I was told both cases that you should not be live streaming and filming in the casino floor unless you have prior written consent. Yesterday morning they opened it up to legitimate press, and a lot of bloggers came in with their cameras, which was great because it gave you guys a peek inside the casino. But we have to make sure that bloggers inside the casino are not poking the bee's hive, because when you poke the bee's hive, the queen bee gets mad and sends out her drones and attacks you. And that's what I faced last night. I faced it last night. I guess there was some antics with some things that happened earlier in the day. I don't know exactly because I was at work, and some people were trying to get to the entertainers and all that stuff, which is totally fine. I might do the same thing if I'm in that situation, but I would probably try to do that through the proper channels so you can actually have a sit down, because nobody likes a camera gotcha moment in their face. The other thing about the casinos right now and the bloggers and the being live on camera is they have to consider everything they're doing is being incredibly scrutinized. We all know what Carolyn Goodman did when she went on the news on Anderson Cooper's show. She said crazy things like, you know what, we're going to turn this into a petri dish. Nobody wants to hear that, and nobody wants in a casino situation to see an employee that just has to scratch his face, just pull down his mask for a minute and scratch his face. That gets online, the court of the internet public opinion goes and runs with it, and all of a sudden you have a PR problem for a casino where they say that those employees aren't wearing their protective equipment. And it wouldn't matter if it was a 3-second little time that he scratched his face, he put on his mask and he hand sanitized and did the right protocols. But they don't want that happening, so I can see what they're coming from on their side of things. So for me, I'm just going to go onto the outside of the properties unless the casino invites me in to film inside, which probably will never happen because casinos look at bloggers as opportunists. I believe, my opinion. I'm not telling you what they've actually said to me, but I know how it is. We live in this news cycle where we want to be first. A lot of people went on Facebook Live and stuff like that and YouTube channels, and they were the first ones. First ones. And it was like, oh, I'm first. It's 12:01. And that's good. But now we have to respect what those casinos want. We have to respect what the gamers want. We have to respect what the tourists want. So that's the official stance that I got from the properties. Don't film in the casinos right now. Get written consent. Go to the media channels. And I'll try my best to do just that. But we have to remember that they control all of the pavement out to the front of the strip. Although a lot of you guys got upset with the Bellagio, telling me I couldn't film a video with the backdrop. Remember, I showed you the maps. They own the entire sidewalk out to the blacktop, asphalt, whatever. Some people say asphalt. I think it's a Canadian term, okay? I have colloquialisms from when I was a kid, all right? So we have to remember that since they own the sidewalk, it will be easy for them to come down and shut down anybody who wants to film a music video, impromptu, guerrilla style, guerrilla marketing style. You know, you come out there and you just film the video with a bunch of people around you. And that's cool, and I've seen that before. Any blogger on their property, they could simply get rid of. You know, it's just a tough situation that we have to do some due diligence and respect with. Because although we don't like the resort fees, we don't like the parking fees, we don't like the ridiculous drink fees, these casinos right now are trying to get people back. You can get rooms for $30 a night in Vegas right now. Of course, there's a $30 resort fee, but still it's not $90 with a $30 resort fee. And they're trying their best to just get people back to make them feel safe and happy. And that's what their main concern is. So that's why I'm not filming in the casinos. But those are some observations about what we saw on the Strip in Las Vegas. Those are some things that we saw. I would like to hear your opinion on what you took out of the videos that you've seen so far, be it me or somebody else that posted something up, or your personal experience. So make sure you leave us a comment below in the box. I'm so happy that you're here on this reopening journey with me, that you can watch it and we can talk about it together and we can get down to business again in Las Vegas. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit the Patreon if you want to be in the credits or see photos and videos and things that I don't post up on any other social media outlet. Make sure you head over to VegasFaceMask.com. You can get the awesome masks. We got a bunch of new patterns. They're all limited designs. They're all exclusive. We do run out of patterns, so make sure when you fill out that form, you pick some backups. At least 4 designs in case I don't have your first 2. And if you guys want to do the Facebook group, you guys can head over there. It's Not Leaving Las Vegas on Facebook. We'd love to have you guys to chat with. I got to go in and do my credits because I'm filming this on my phone, and I got to get to my day job because I have a day job, and I got to get to there's a lot of things I do, but I want to thank you for being here. So now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. So if you're ready, we go 3, 2, 1, click. I hope I'll wobble my camera. I'll go real close, and I say 3, 2, 1, and click.